Good morning. Having my morning coffee. It is 6:20. It's early. I don't know how my view looks. I had the app on the phone. I don't know what it is with the phone. Here it is. Hold on. I had the app on the phone. Everything requires a bloody password. Now my job, I'm a truck driver, pretty much. And so I can drive, I can do my data entry, but when it comes to computer savvy stuff, not my forte. So just like setting up this video camera now, I want to control with the phone. I'm using my GoPro, not my new camera. I didn't put a lot of time into this video. But I wanted a password, log in. For some reason it's logged out. I didn't feel like messing with it. I'm so sick of dealing with passwords. And setting up accounts this week, it ain't even funny. Because the state's websites, I'm just gonna sit here and ramble, so let's stop rambling, okay? We'll stop complaining about the websites. So getting you on authority. People ask me to make a video about it. I'm not going to go into a whole lot of detail, because there's so many other channels out there that have done it and is better at it and gives you a cost by cost basis. But where I started, 4.5 years ago, when I went to leave as a company driver and become an owner operator, I set up an LLC. Now that's a catch-22 situation. The LLC can hurt you. It can help you, it can hurt you. How it hurts you is, LLC, it's a numbers game when it comes to taxes. I file LLC because I don't pay Social Security taxes on every penny I make, right? So it saves you $2,000 or $3,000 a year in taxes. Giving the government your money for them to handle for Social Security taxes, you can do better if you invest it yourself. The problem is the majority of Americans don't invest it themselves, so when it comes time to retire, they've got nothing. So the government stepped in and said, okay, you're going to have to pay us so much money a week, and we'll keep your money, and then we'll pay you a measly $1,100 a month when you retire. So they're using your money for free, right? Another ballgame. So where an LLC hurts you is, so buying that first truck, if I had known today, 4.5 years ago, if I'd known today what I know now, I would have bought a brand new truck out of the gate. One, I had a company job, so I had a set income. My W-2 looked good for the bank. So I could have bought the new truck, even though it's a first-time truck buyer. I could have went to the bank, got the money, bought the new truck. It's a job to convince them. You got to have a business plan, blah, blah, blah. I bought my first truck through the bank, but I bought a used Volvo, paid $71,000 for it. Thing cost me a bloody fortune. That's another video, right? This is authority. So the LLC now, 4.5 years later, hurts me with the bank because I don't pay myself any money. I don't show any money. It's like I said, it's a numbers game. Might make money, but the bank sees yourself as not making any money. So keep that in mind if you want to do an LLC. You can either pay a lot of money in taxes or you can be good with the bank. Decide what you want to do. The banks think my debt to income ratio is out of whack. I don't have any bills. So, but I can't afford a $160,000 truck, in their opinion. So therefore, the LLC will bite you when it comes to buying anything from the bank. So keep that in mind. You'll just have to, another ball game, right? We got way off topic. So anyway, so I did LLC. I went through LegalZoom. You can do all this stuff yourself online. You just got to to have the time to put in buttons and keys and blah, blah. But I went through LegalZoom, easy, $750, write them a check. A couple weeks later, they send you the packet. I should have brought it in. It's a nice little folder. Get you a nice little stamp, you know, nice little notebook. It'll be for $750, but there's nothing to it. So I set up an LLC, and then I went and bought a truck. Like I said, the used Volvo. So there's first things you need. You got stuff you want to be. You know, you got to have a business. You either do business as, or you're an LLC. I chose to be an LLC. I sure hope this thing's in frame, you know. So then you're going to need a truck, and then you need a job. You need somewhere to put that truck on with. So I kind of had a plan all along. So I went by the steps, I bought the truck. I got approved for Landstar. Actually, during the process, you got to have the truck to be approved, right? So Landstar's where I wanted to go. So once I had all that working at the same time, Jody was her name, and I don't know if it's Interlink Leasing or it's a company out of Kentucky that Landstar goes through. So I ran Landstar for a few years, load boards, which is, we're not going to get in the Landstar system. It's a good base step for this on authority stuff. And so after doing that for a few years, I always wanted my own base plate, my license plate, my tag. Most everybody, 95% of everybody runs the company's license plate. Well, if you do that and something happens, you get fired, it's their base plate. You're stuck, right? If you're lucky, they let you go home. So when I bought this new truck, I went to Nashville. I had to go to Nashville and get it registered because I bought it in Oklahoma. So while I was in Nashville, I got my own base plate. Best decision of my life. And while I was there, I got my own fuel stickers, which came in the mail yesterday, finally. Of course, this is 18, which is tomorrow. But I got my own IPTA stickers in February of last year, so I started doing my own fuel taxes. Took that away from Landstar. There's pros and cons to that too. Too much to get into all that here. So started doing my own IPTA stickers. So that kind of started easing my way toward my end goal where I wanted to be. Kind of take my baby steps in there, you know. So I'm slow, I guess. I'll just jump all in unprepared. So I got the base plate, the IPTA stickers, and then I signed up with OIDA, OIDA, Owner Operators Independent Drivers Association. Got my replacement cost on my tractor and my trailer through them, which is your full coverage. You don't have to have, I didn't have to have insurance on the trailer at all because I paid cash for the trailer, but you know, it's $30,000 trailer. You got to decide if someone steals it, you willing to lose the $30,000? So I think insurance on the trailer is like $50. I did the math. It would take 12 years to recoup that, so I'll pay the $50 on the truck, on the trailer insurance. The truck, you got to have insurance on it as long as there's a lease on it. You got to have it. There's no law that says you have to have if your equipment's paid for. You don't have to have the full coverage insurance. You just have to have the liability. So I called OIDA and had them file for my authority. I think it's like $300 to the FMCSA that for the filing fees. So with OIDA's and the state's fees and various permits for like New Mexico, Kentucky, a few various permits that you have to have, and I joined their drug consortium, OIDA's drug consortium, because you got to be enrolled in that, which is random drug screening. So I think all that was right around $750. Their drug program is expensive. Had I known what I was going to do next, I wouldn't have done the drug consortium through OIDA. So then you got to decide what kind of fuel cards you're going to run. So I went through NASTIC program, which is National Association of Small Trucking Companies. I went through them for their fuel card because they get really good fuel discounts. And the fuel card works like a credit card based on your credit history. So there's no advances that you have to take out on each load to load a fuel card. There's no fees, because every time you take an advance off a load to load a fuel card, there's fees for that, fees to load the fuel card, fees to use the fuel card. So this way there's a fee there. There's a fee for that card. It's $250 a year membership fee, which is considerably less than all the fees that would go on to like a Comdata card. So I went with that, NASTIC's fuel card, and then I joined their driver training, safety training course. It's like $30 a month, and that gives you a good paper trail for insurance. Now, if you go to the class in, I think they're in Gallatin, Tennessee. If you go to their class, sit through their little seminar, and listen to all their sales pitches, you can forego that. But I didn't have time to go to the class because they want to do so many certain times of the year. I was busy the day they did it, so I had to sign up for the monthly training. Now, whenever I go to their class, or say go to Louisville Truck Show, they will be there giving the classes. I'll sit through it. I can stop the monthly training, but we might continue the monthly training. You know, learn all you can about trucking, right? It's safety training. So anyway, OIDA, authority set up, NASTIC, fuel cards, checking insurance quotes. Insurance is very costly on a new endeavor. Even though I've been driving for almost 18 years, got 2.5 million safe miles. Now, what that 2.5 million miles mean, I haven't touched a car. The car hasn't touched me. So not only has it not been any chargeable accident, there's been none. There's no cars that's touched me, and I haven't touched any cars. So we're so far we're doing good. But we're brand new to trucking, so insurance rates are high. I only got 3 quotes. My opinions of insurance agents are about in the same category as lawyers. So I only got 3 quotes, and I started getting quotes when I filed for my authority in October. So when I received a quote I liked, it was like October the 15th. The crooked insurance agents, which is what they are, come November the 15th, well, you got to lock it in. It's been 30 days, you got to lock it in, and then we got to go live with it 30 days after that, or you lose your quote. Well, I like the quote. If you wait past that 30 days, you're taking a gamble. Does it go up? Does it go down? Who knows? I doubt if it would go up, you know. But so I had to lock in on November the 15th. So I had to go live December the 15th. I wanted to wait until January the 15th to go live, because that would make, my thought process was, see, October the 21st, my authority went active, but it doesn't go fully active until you put insurance on it. So my thought process was to wait until 90 days, because that's how long you have to file insurance through the Federal Motor Carriers Association, or they revoke your DOT number. So I would be 90 days old when I put the decals on. Well, it doesn't work that way. It only starts the day you go with your insurance on it. So December the 15th was my official start date. So I'm brand new. So anyway, we're getting ahead of ourselves, right? So you do your insurance quotes, see if you can afford the insurance. I mean, insurance is huge. Mine, I came in at like $15,000 for the year. That was only my 3rd quote. Well, I had another quote at $12,000 through some shyster in Nevada. He insulted me twice, dude. I'm sorry, you know. Yeah, he insulted me twice, and Then act like he had the biggest, baddest, cheapest plan. Well, he did come in a couple $1,000s cheaper, but I'm sorry, I don't want to work with you, you know. So I went with this other guy, and he was $2,000 or $3,000 cheaper than some reputable companies I even went through. Even Progressive was like, holy crap, they were in a $36,000 range. I don't know what happened to them. They were smoking crack that day, but because when I first bought my truck, I went through Progressive, and it was $3,500 a year. Something happened, but anyway, I don't know. So but that insurance cost will come down, and the truth be told about that, $15,000 a year. Time you subtract my workman's comp that I was having to pay for the last 4.5 years of $36 a week, there's no point in me paying workman's comp now. I'd be filing against myself. That's kind of stupid, right? So I saved that plus the difference in leaving and put all my insurance in one basket. It's about, I didn't do the math on it again, but I think it's right at $400 more a month now. I'll make that back on one bloody load without the Landstar fees, so we're okay. So we got our insurance picked out, threw it on the truck, put the decals on the truck. So now the fun begins. We got to do employee files, which is ridiculous. I'll show you guys here in a minute. I'll flip the camera around. Let's just go ahead and flip the camera around. Well, here you go. So you got this employee file, this whole checklist that you have to do. So it's all these things, front and back. You got to build an employee file on yourself. I mean, road test, drug test. I mean, job application. Just the most idiotic stuff you ever seen in your life. I'm a one-man band here, you know. So I'm the owner, the boss, the employee. But you got to fill all this stuff out. You got to jump through all these hoops. Drug test yourself, get a DOT on yourself, build yourself a file, and it has to go in a locked cabinet. The drug testing information has to go in a locked file. I got the bloody key, right? Anyway, it's stupid. So that is a bit bothersome. And then you got all these things you got to do with the state. They give you a PIN number and things to do, and then you go and you set up your thing, and you set up the PIN number, and then you can't get in there again because even though you just set the password up, it took it. You go to log in, it doesn't take it. New password, you do it, you get in there, you come back out and you go back in, it doesn't work. So very frustrated with passwords and stupidity. So you do all that. Now you got to decide if you want a factoring company or not factoring company. Oh yes, one other thing I forgot. Before I did all this, I bought a prepaid cell phone. Threw that phone number on the, so if you Google the US deal, that's the phone number you get. It doesn't go anywhere. It's turned off. Because I don't want my real phone blowing up. So I use that prepaid phone. And I wish I had done a dummy email. So 2 words of advice if you're going to do your own authority. First thing, before you file, go get your prepaid cell phone, say $30 a month, and a dummy email. Because what's going to happen is all these factoring guys, because they are the biggest, it's kind of like a payday, like pay here now loan place. And that's where your phone blows up. That's 90% of the calls are from factoring companies. So it tells you something, right? So everybody wants to do your factoring for you. Oh, we got no hidden fees, no this, no that. Well, they lie, okay? No fine print. It's just you pay us $150, fill out our paperwork, factor whatever you want. There's no minimums. Yeah, they want to charge you 3 to 5%. Depends on if you're doing recourse, non-recourse, to give you money. So you don't have to wait 30 days or 90 days or whatever, however long it takes the shipper to pay. They pay you within 2 days or the same day. There's a fee for that. There's a fee for 2 days. But they want to charge you 3%. It's a pretty good return on your investment. If you want to loan people money and everybody paid you 3% every 30 days, that's a pretty good return on your investment. So far I don't have a factoring company set up. I feel like they're crooked sharks. I do have one or two companies in mind. We'll do some more research. I even have the packet here on one that I've yet to fill out yet. But that's just if I want to submit it. And right now we don't have one set up. And we're probably going to be working for a while without one. So, yeah, that's what the cell phone's for, to field those calls. And then you got to do carrier packets. Holy cow. I've got one hard copy. Most of my carrier packets have been, here you go, TQL. So most of my carrier packets have been digital online. So you just go through, so it's like 16 pages of information that you got to go through. TQL is paper, luckily, because I didn't fill it out online. So, because I have it. I've started filling it out, but I don't want to do it. And I don't know if I ever submit it. I may have it filled out, keep it in the truck. In my opinion, I don't like them, okay? So we will fill it out in case we get stuck somewhere. They're the only ones on with the load on the board, which I doubt, but we'll be able to run it. So carrier package is an ordeal because you got to go through all, fill all that junk out, submit a insurance card to them. So it's a process. I've gotten right now we're approved for Link America, ProStar Logistics, Landstar, CH Robinson, Axle Logistics, and we're waiting on Apex to approve us. Everybody else needs 6 months, 30 days, 60 days. And we're brand spanking new. We're like 2 weeks old. So we're going to survive on CH Robinson and Landstar until we get a few months built up, and then we'll start broadening our horizons. So business tracking software is another important key that you need. I hope we covered, let's see, did I cover the cost of the filing for authority? I think I did. LLC, yes I did. I hit the mic, sorry about that. Pick your fuel cards, decide whether you want to do factory company or no factory company. Now I touched on business tracking software before, but what I use is a BCO Biz Manager, which is also just fog line software, but it shows you, it's a real in-depth program, and it's a lot of data to input, but once you get it built, it gives you a lot of valuable information. So it's really worth its weight in gold. You can run all kinds of reports. It's just got, this program is just really in depth, okay? And then worked on my permit book, got my international registration plan, insurance cards, so got everything over there, so everything is ready to go. We're ready to roll out of here pretty much. There's all that employee packet files, and there's part of my NASTIC stuff that they give you all kinds of stinking information. Anyway, it is just a huge undertaking. But it's nothing anybody can do it. It's simple. You don't have to hire a OIDA, you don't have to hire LegalZoom. I just did that online, easy. So nothing to it, Now, from this point on, IFTA's easy. They send you a letter out. I can't get it off the table. That's easy. Stickers are free, basically. That's easy. Maybe I can show you how to do fuel tax one day online. Tennessee's website sucks. But that's an easy one. 2290 comes due, I think, by June the 30th every year. That's an easy one. 2290 is your heavy haul tax. This is in the end of the year. So is your New Mexico and Kentucky and so all those permits are real easy. Everybody thinks, there's a lot to it. No, it's really not. It's going to be really, it's going to be easy. And it doesn't cost all that much money. Well, I shouldn't say that because it costs a lot of money because this costs, I mean, $750 to get OIDA to do it, that and the drug consortium, the LLC set up. You could do all this yourself now and save, you know, $500 or $600 bucks. It's just easier to call them, say, do it, done. I can drive the truck. So all in all, that's probably about $1,400. Of course, you got to buy the equipment, truck, trailer. The license plate is $1,600 or $1,600, depends on your state and the states you ran or run and your weight, which that's part of the heavy haul use tax, blah, blah, blah. So the tags, you got to have that. That's $1,600. You got to pay for that up front. Your filing fees, you got to pay that up front. Your insurance, you got to have like a $3,500 down payment. So you can't go into this thing, you can't start this thing up broken. You need some operating capital because you see I'm limited to who I can haul loads for. So of course they're not going to want to pay you any money. Well, that's okay. If I'm in Dallas, Texas, and they say, well, we've only got this load for, let's give you a mileage example, say $1.60. Okay, bye. I'll go back in the truck stop and eat me a steak and baked potato. You know, these guys need, now $1.60 is not, that's, in Landstar, man, it's probably, I don't know, $2.30, $2.40, so that's okay. But we probably get close to $2. We might be in for a shock. We'll see. Right now, loads right here paying good money. You know, even on the DAT load board. So anyway, so that's another thing. You got to find a good load board to run with, and we're just rambling. Let's stop this video and come back and see what we got. Well, that was some a lot of idiotic ramblings, wasn't it? So I went back and watched the footage. It's going to be a long video. I don't know if it's going to be helpful or not. In my eyes, I tell you what, it's early, you know. I got up early, couldn't sleep. This because trying to figure out how to get on and do a live broadcast is driving me nuts. But the cell phone does good. I don't know if you guys saw that live. We'll do that again. I think I can use the iPad. I can't get this thing configured. See, we're getting on to idiotic ramblings. So we left you on the, I think, the DAT load board. So far, I haven't ran any loads yet, but I've had the DAT load board ever since I had my DOT numbers. I could get the load board. So I've had it for a couple of months and I've been watching it. A lot of freight on that DAT load board. See, Landstar was limited to where I could go, what was available. Like if you went to Pittsburgh, or I'm sorry, go to Philadelphia or New Jersey, when you get there, all that freight sucked you up to the further northeast. Well, then you got up there and you couldn't get out. So it was very, how they had their lanes. So now, with this DAT load board I've got, I can go anywhere I want to. And I'm not seeing any northeast freight, really. I'm seeing Texas, Florida, Ohio, Illinois, a lot of good lanes. Of course, I want to run, which is why I left Landstar. Yes, I made good money at Landstar. Landstar is a good outfit. I left Landstar for the sole purpose of staying south. You can afford to run south or west with Landstar, especially in the winter, because the rates are not there. And the amount of money you have to make with Landstar, you just couldn't make it. You couldn't get, the rates wasn't there. You want to go to Ohio and play the snow, you can make a bloody fortune. I did that for the last 4 years. I go up there and run 6-8 inches deep of snow, run automotive stuff, and make a lot of money. Hauling automotive, you know, the automotive stuff's got to go. Snow on the ground, they pay big bucks. So I wanted to keep this new truck south. I wanted to go back and forth to California. So we'll see what happens. It looks like I'm going to be able to do that quite nicely. Still having my morning coffee. Hope you guys are having coffee with me. So anyway, so there's that. Sorry about the long video and ramblings. If you guys have any more questions, leave it in the comments. We will field the questions best we can, or we'll do another live broadcast later on. Because at the end of that live broadcast, if you guys go back and watch that live broadcast, the last half of it, or last quarter of it, was pretty informative. It was filled a lot of good questions, and it was a lot more just idiotic ramblings like we're doing right now. So there's a lot of basic topics I didn't discuss. And listen, getting you on authority, if you ask me how to budget fuel taxes, you're not ready. You can't budget fuel taxes. It all depends on how you buy your fuel, what states you run, and how you fuel that truck. Is depending on what your fuel taxes is going to cost you each quarter. You can't budget $100. You might have to pay $300. You might get $50 back. It all depends on how you fuel that truck. That's a whole nother topic. But anyway, so like I said, we're just sitting here doing idiotic ramblings again. You guys have a good day. Give me a thumbs up, like, subscribe, share this video, and we'll get better at making videos, and we'll get better at being informative. Like I said, there's a lot of videos out there that walk you through the process better. That's just what I did. Didn't get into a lot of detail and did a lot of ramblings. I hope you guys enjoyed it. You have a safe, happy new year. Today is December 31st, the last day of the year. 2018 starts tomorrow. And I start my new endeavor, running my own authority. So hopefully it's a wonderful, prosperous new year. We will keep you guys informed, and I look forward to seeing you on the road. Have a good one. Bye.